All right, guys, so the Foolio trial, the Foolio murder trial is continuing, okay? The female that was accused of lining up Foolio, Alysia Andrews, is still on trial. I'm not going to lie, there's some really dark stuff that's been coming out in day 2, man. It is looking pretty bad. I'm not going to lie, she's looking evil. She's looking evil up there, okay? And people are saying that her lawyer sucks. They're playing all kind of testimony. People are saying the judge already knows that she's cooked. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm going to show you a few clips and a few links today of what's been going down in the courtroom. But the first one, I'm not going to lie, this is so chilling. This is so dark. It's being reported, okay, that it looks like Alysia Andrews was actually smirking in court when they showed her the body of Foolio. Okay, now look, I couldn't believe this when I saw it, okay? So this is her, okay? She's going to be shown a clip of Foolio's body in the car. I'm going to try my best to not show you the body because it's not really appropriate for YouTube. But what it looks like, she was smirking. That's what it says. She was smirking in court after prosecutors showed her the video of Foolio's lifeless body. So let me just try and make sure that I pause before we actually see the body. I screwed it up. All right, I'll have to blur that out. But anyway, they're saying that she was really smirking. Like, she was actually hiding back a smile. She was trying to cover up her smile and essentially, you know, not let on that really she's really proud of what she did. That's the way it looks. It looks like she's proud. She's smirking. She's kind of like, you know, just got this mischievous grin like, yeah, I did that. And I think it's super twisted. Look at this. She's covering up a smile. She's putting her hand in front of her face. She's trying to cover up the fact that really she was smirking and thinking it was all a joke when they were showing Foolio's body in the court in the car.
Yes.
Deceased individual?
Correct.
Okay. You had come into contact with that motor?
So, look, this is super dark, right? And people are sharing their opinion. They're saying, yep, she BBQ'd. She Kentucky Fried F'd. And the jury probably saw that too. People are saying it was clipped out of context and she was laughing at a picture of herself in a bad wig. Okay, but everyone thinks it was Foolio. Apparently it wasn't. But regardless, whether it's her in a wig or whether it's something else, you can't really be smirking like that in court, okay? People are saying she's young, dumb, and stupid. She thinks she's cool. She's going to break down once she gets all of that time, okay? But people are saying put her under the jail. Ain't nothing funny about that, okay? Now, I would be curious to know whether that was the actual moment she was laughing at. You know, this is another post of the same thing going around. People saying, am I the only one thinking this Jacksonville drill stuff is more evil than Chicago? Because the way she's smirking at a lifeless body got me pissed off. On the other hand, I'm asking, why was Foolio hated so much? What the F did she do? And they're saying she's not going to smile no more when she gets life in prison. She thinks this stuff is a joke. They're saying jury is seeing it too. They're going to cook her, okay? Now, in the courtroom, the prosecutors have been describing Foolio's last moments, and we've got a few interesting moments that, you know, are quite sad and harrowing and just kind of hark back to this whole just very tragic mess that took place that day.
Up against the dashboard, you may have seen in that photo, on those videos, but you'll see it during the trial, look for it. His feet are up on the dashboard. He's leaning back, he's on his phone. The evidence will show trying to find a hotel, trying to find lodging for them. He barely has time to pull his feet down. The evidence will show he attempted to jump into the back seat, to go through and across the center console. Before he could do that, one of these rounds smashed into his chest, and that round tore through his heart, through his lungs, and through the largest vein in the body, the aorta, a gigantic artery that supplies blood up and down your body. And when he turned and kind of flipped over to try to crawl into the back seat, he took 2 more.
It's really sad, man. It's so sad to hear how he went out. You know, it just, I was a huge fan of Foolio, so it's really hard for me to hear. I know that he had a lot of beef, and I know that he'd gotten himself in a pretty deep situation, but nobody deserves to go out like that, and it's really not okay. So people are saying the judge already know they BS, and this is the second day she's overly cooked. Okay, a lot of people are saying, look, the judge is seeing all the nonsense going on, seeing people smirking on the stand, and it's not going to go well. Okay. Apparently, Foolio's cousin also couldn't hold back tears when it was being described, these final moments of Foolio's life. They're saying that his cousin really was getting emotional up there, Gino. So this is another clip that's been going around. Let's check this out.
You're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so be bad.
Yes, but...
Okay.
So you fell asleep after that, after he came back to the car, or you started dozing?
Yes.
Can you just tell the jurors what you saw inside of the car at that point? You said you saw Foolio laid out.
Yeah, first thing I saw Foolio laid out. I thought it was a car accident until I looked up, saw the bullet holes, and I saw Zay covered in blood yelling.
Okay. So you thought it was a car accident, and then you looked up, saw the bullet holes, and you saw Zay. Is that Xavier Edwards?
Yes.
You saw him covered in blood.
Yes.
Okay. So he wanted you to look at his head because he thought he had been hit. And then when you tried to do that, you saw this hole in your arm?
Yes.
Where were you shot?
I was shot like on my
Okay.
close to my shoulder.
Do you still have a scar from that gunshot wound?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize that as Charles Jones' black Charger?
Yes.
Okay. You okay?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yes.
Do you recognize the photograph?
Yes.
Are those photographs of you in the hospital, Mr. Norris?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I tell you what, I'm just gonna have the jury step up momentarily. All rise.
Cook her, man. Cook. I don't care, man. I want, bruh. She's just. Allegedly, she's a big reason why this all went down, man. And that's so heartbreaking to hear Gino talking about that situation that went down, hearing how Foolio went out, taking a shot to the chest. It's just heartbreaking stuff, you know. And they're saying the dude sounds just like Foolio, man. You know, people thought they were tripping. People saying she wanted to laugh bad. She got caught smirking already. Now, this time she going through it. She wanted to cry. She's knowing that testimony and him crying on the stand. They're having to send the jury out and take a little break. Hopefully, that means she's totally cooked, man. The jury are hearing all of that, okay? It's absolutely heartbreaking, okay? They're saying, Lil Gino, man, pray, bro, he could overcome this stuff. He's definitely going to need professional help. People are saying, I heard his testimony. He was crying the entire time. Judge even stopped court and sent the jury out to tell him he needs to get it together. She didn't use that exact language, but essentially what was said in a nicer voice told him they can take a break, but he can't be emotional like that in front of the jury. But he can't help it, man. I mean, bro, he saw his dead cousin laid out in a car. If you got love for your family and you're close like it was, it takes a real man to cry over stuff like that, man. People are saying that seems hella insensitive. Like, I halfway get it because it's important for the jury to be able to understand the testimony to make an accurate decision. But at the same time, the type of trauma that he went through, what he saw, and the pain he has to live with isn't something he can just turn off like a light switch. Maybe the judge was a little more tactful than the way you described it. I hope so, because I'm picturing this judge sternly telling him to get it together, disregarding everything he's feeling while dude is quite literally reliving possibly the most traumatic situation in his life, man. And it's just so sad. Big rest in peace to Foolio, man. You know, he going through it. This ain't like anything I've been to. A lot of funerals. I've had a lot of cousins die. He's having to relive this whole scene that's recent. It took me 10 years to where I could say my brother's name without feeling some type of way after he died, man. So that's super sad. There was images and footage of inside the car that Foolio died in that were also being analyzed. Okay, they've got the car in evidence lockup here, and they're saying this is the inside look of Foolio's car that he died in. You know, it's a little bit of a mess in there. You know, it's just covered in blood. You know, all the evidence spattered everywhere. That's just so messed up, man. That's just horrible. Horrible way to go out, man. They're saying his long live six, man. His vape and his perks was with him at all times, man. But it's super sad. Super, super sad. So another thing that's interesting, okay, a lot of people have been saying there's been texts between J-Lot and Alysia all talking about Foolio years before. Okay, apparently this is all apparently be a plan that's been in motion, and that they've talked about their feelings about Foolio a long time before it went down. So for her to be acting like, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with what was going on, oh, I don't know, bro, you was at Foolio's party and then he got killed afterwards, bro. It's not a good look. And then we're finding out years ago you were talking about him? Nah, hell no. Let's see this clip.
And then mine was a week late, and yes, B, I think I sent you the post, like all these rappers in paperwork. Except J-Dot, he in the clear, and my cousin vouched for him too.
I'm going to ask you about J-Dot. Who's that?
A rapper in Jacksonville.
Is that Ja'Cory Rivers?
Yes.
What gang is he affiliated with?
1200.
And then Miss Andrews texts back, it was deleted about time I got up, but Foolio, he said it, but everybody kind of knew that it was just once that time he got shot, and I forgot that boy that died with him at that Reigns game, but that boy Robert ain't even do that, even though he on the 6th side, it was Bibby, and we'll know that shit, but Bibby died like 3 weeks later, so that was crazy. Do you know the Robert who she's referring to?
Yes.
Who's that?
Robert Howard.
And is he affiliated with 6 Block?
Yes.
She knew everything that was going on, man. From those, she knew all the gang war. She knew about Bibby. She knew about this person. That She knew what was going on, man. So you ain't going to try and tell me she just was booking a random Airbnb. Oh, she was just booking it. Hell no. Cooked, all right? Throw her in char broiler, bro. Deep fryer.
And when they say 6 side, is 6 block, is that again a reference to an area in Jacksonville?
Yes.
And 6 block is against 1200 or rival to 1200 in ATK, is that correct?
That is correct.
And then what was your response to that?
OMG and LMAO, everybody kind of knew. They all knew. They all in his comments calling him a rat.
Okay. And then what does your then text ATPP, what does that mean?
It means at this point,
And then
if you
what
know
else?
you in paperwork, just expose yourself.
And then the defendant then texts back to you, and this is January 21st of 2021, 8:39 a.m. Girl, I don't like Foolio, LMFAOOO, ugly ass bitch. He need to die. And
Whoa, no way. Nah, she cooked. She cooked. She said, I don't like that boy Foolio. He needs to die in 2021. She finished, bro. She's cooked, bro. What the jury gonna think of that, bro? I have nothing. I just booked the Airbnb, bro. You talking about he needs to die years ago? You are finished, bro.
January 21st of 2021, 8:39 a.m. Girl, I don't like Foolio, LMFAOOO, ugly ass bitch. He need to die. And SHID, that was will friend, and then FUCK, that code. And SHIT, bitch, he shot me and my friend died, question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, I'm pointing out who did it. What's she saying there? What's she talking about?
Well, she's referring to somebody that had just died that we know.
In this gang war?
Yeah, we're basically just gossiping.
Okay.
Because
I
you see, we're
understand
talking
that,
about
but
the city
who was
girls.
it in this gang war that she personally knows?
She's cooked. She's cooked. Put her in the deep fryer. I honestly, bruh. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. Okay, that's actually insane. She's saying Foolio ugly ass needs to die. All right, and there's posts going around on Reddit saying, look, she ain't like Foolio since 2021. All right, she finished. She affiliated with the gang. Why would she feel a way about Spaz dying? Will telling. Dot in paperwork. She a member. She a member of the gang. She's cooked. All right, she's cooked. That's actually crazy. Listen, man. Like, what are the jury going to think of that? You on text message. How are you so dumb? All right. How are you so full of yourself thinking, I'm going to take this to trial? They offered you an 18-year plea. I'm going to take this to trial with all the evidence I got. And they're pulling out evidence of you texting your friend saying that boy needs to die. Finished. Cooked. Over with. So I hope that smirk on your face, all right? That smirk off your face getting wiped right off right now, okay? And I honestly, like, makes me happy to say it, okay? So people are saying that K Shorty was messing with Alysia, you know, people are trying to work out, they're saying he beat up the box, like the beatbox freestyle, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff, okay? It's not really that relevant, okay? But there's all this stuff coming around, okay? And basically everybody's just calling out the guys involved in this hit as just being so stupid. Everybody's stupid. We saw yesterday dudes trying to wipe down their car in front of their mother's house on camera. Dummy. Not going, bruh, you're finished. All right, people saying, are these MFs stupid? Bro, this shit can't be serious. Didn't even try and use burner phones, travel through back streets or anything. Dude used his mum's car and they traveled on a public highway and got an Airbnb with a Ring camera. There's no way, fam. We got you on all the cameras, bro. Being caught in 4K is next level foolishery. Ain't no way you clapping at someone and go to an Airbnb with a Ring camera, okay? They got to be the dumbest criminals I ever done seen. The dumbest drill in Jacksonville history. She's using this as her defense. Her defense is saying if she knew she was going to be part of a murder, wouldn't she wear dark clothes, tint windows, and not go through a drive-thru? Bro, we got your text talking about you need to kill this man. He needs to die. You're cooked. People saying, I can't believe she actually took this to trial. Stupid. Moron. Overfried. Ace might as well get ready to send them some kite DM messages because they're going to need it, all right? People saying it's a 50-50 she gets off. You guys are just as cooked as the people that think Dirk's going to get off, man. You guys are absolute dummies, okay? They're all cooked, fam. They got the whole thing on video before it happened. They're getting life, okay? They're finished, All right, they're absolutely finished. Okay, so there's a few more clips and things going around. I think we already saw this, right? Or this is the thing about her with K Shorty.
Like, he recruit a lot of people to die, meaning that he got a lot of people that will come behind him ready to risk their life behind him, and he's still out and alive and living his life.
And he's a part of 6 Block, right?
Correct.
And then she responds back, right, and he's starting to realize, but first time I saw him, that shit clicked on him. When Foolio called, we all in the garage, he talking about NIGGA, always want me to ride with him when he down here, so I can be the one die, not him. I ain't nobody guard, bitch, I was dying. What's she saying when she says that?
I believe she's referencing to what Therese told her about him and how he felt about Foolio.
Okay, so she's not saying that she's ever met Foolio when she says, when we called, Foolio called, we all in the garage, he talking about NIGGE, always want me to ride with him. Who's she referring to when she says he always wants me to ride with him?
Well, she was dating Therese at the time, so I'm pretty sure that phone call happened while she was with Therese,
Okay.
and she overheard the conversation.
And how does Therese know Foolio?
They used to be in the same group, and then they split up.
6 Block.
Well, it's a lot in 6 Blocks, so I guess you can say that, yeah, he was 6 Blocks side.
And did she have
So apparently she was messing with K Shorty. You know, everyone's shaking their head. They're saying, wait, so she was effing K Shorty before this happened? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a lot of information at one time. Wow. So apparently Foolio's mother, okay, Miss Sandrika, was in attendance for the trial. Okay, they're saying she ain't playing with their ass about her son. Crazy these days. If she wanted, she could put on a show and get big money by showing how they show up and put in work to the killers, to put the killers away. People said Foolio would look just like his mother in attendance. You know, that's what they're saying. I'm pretty sure that's his. I'm pretty sure, is that his mom or is that somebody else? But yeah, man, they're basically saying, look, there's just a whole bunch of other things that I don't even have time to get to in this video, okay? But like, basically, you know, they said, ready, break, looking ass, long live 6, send that hoe to prison, man. They basically saying, look, the judge, the prosecutor, everybody, they cooking right now, okay? And apparently her bestie, okay, is telling on her. Some of those clips, some of those things that we're seeing of them talking about the relationships and stuff, that's apparently her best friend. We don't even know her face, okay? They're not showing her face, but apparently her bestie is telling on her, and it's going to be over with, man. So there's been a lot of speculation as to how and why this actually went down. People have been saying Foolio basically died because they thought they were safe in Tampa. They all should have been moving like they was in the city of Jacksonville. He already posted where he was going to be. Dudes in the comments told him not to do the show down there, and they still went unprepared. Dudes were drunk, high, and asleep. Driver was unprepared, drove to the gunfire. Foolio should have been in a different car and never got out because he'd been shot in that one. Should have went to a luxury hotel instead of the Holiday Inn or whatever that was. Foolio had money. He was beefing with dudes with money. And, you know, it ain't nothing to get to Tampa when your ops got your time and date. Sloppy all around. Y'all on here with excuses like they ain't no people wanted him dead. He got shot in Texas. Shake my head, no exclusive they all played. Man, we need some grammar. We need some grammar lessons in these Reddit streets. I don't give a F about how none of y'all feel that dude Foolio died because dudes was loafing, shied, N-word, got on designer, but at the Holiday Inn, N-word, I would have went to the Hilton or something. That whole situation crazy, okay? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, too late for that. It was meant for him, just like Foolio himself said. Everyone got to die. Everyone's got a date, okay? But basically, people are saying that Alysia Andrews' lawyers are trash. I mean, I'm surprised the lawyer would even want to take this on. And the lawyer and Alysia posted an IG story with Young and Ace's Game Over, a diss song that was released just after Foolio's murder. She's overcooked, man. She's charbroiled. She's deep fried. She's you know, basted and roasted at 400 for 8 hours. Like, this is one of the most public cookouts that I've ever witnessed in my entire lifetime. And I'm here for it, honestly. Seeing her smirk on the stand like that is absolutely disgusting. Text messages from 2021 talking about that boy needs to die. Over. We might as well throw in the towel right now, man. You might as well go and ask him if you can still take that 18-year plea, and we can just save everybody's time, because you are absolutely overcooked. Despicable human being. Absolutely no shred of respect for Alysia Andrews. You know what I'm saying? I hope she gets lifetimes 1,000. Okay, it would be so sweet for her to turn down that 18-year deal and end up getting life because of all of the fuckery that she's done. How are you going to trial and you know you got text messages saying that guy needs to die? You are a fool. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated. I'll do another video on this when I've got some more information. I'm juggling a few things at the moment, but I will be back with some more content for you guys very soon. Appreciate it. Peace.